And now, our feature presentation.
It'd be a crime if I were to go back on the promise that I made for you. So don't step over that line, or else, friend, you're gonna have a bad time. But kids like you don't play by the rules, and guys like me, it ain't easy to be played for fools. So let's go, now the room gets chiller. Let's go, Turkey Brother Killer. Go ahead and try and hit me if you're able. Guess you figured now that mercy's off the table. I can tell you're getting really sick of trying, but I think you're just mad you keep dying. You're not gonna win, we'll be here together, fighting in this judgment hall forever. I know you just reset each time I meet ya, but I'll always be right back here to meet ya. I know you're made of love, love, love. This is where it stops. This is where it ends. If you want to get past me, well, you better try again. But no matter how I stall you, you won't give up your attack. Do you just like the feeling of your sins crawling on your back? Go ahead and try and hit me if you're able. Guess you figured now that mercy's off the table. Think that you can try to spare me like I'm some pawn. Well, you didn't spare my brother, so get dumped on. No, you made my friends all disappear, but everything they cared about is why I'm here. I am the mercy, I am the vengeance, I am determination. I know you're made of love, love, but I think I'm stronger than you. Love, 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 but I think I'm stronger than you.
Hi, I'm Scarfy,
I'm Naka.
And I am Krüz.
and welcome to Subwuffer Entertainment Treehouse, a determinedly drunk, geeky, and cheerful podcast where wolves we house in a tree and we entertain, bringing you all the latest entertainment news. So that's a lot like a music appreciation class. We talk about what's going on in certain topics and see how people react to them in certain ways. That song that you were listening to was...
Krüz.
I forget the actual title of it, but it was
You forgot the actual song of the title of the song, and yet you're playing the song for us.
It was stronger. It was the Stronger Than You Sans. I forgot it in a moment.
Genocide Remix Sans version.
Yeah, from a remix of Steven Universe. Anyway, welcome. It's good to have all of us here again. We are chocolate coated with 50% less restricted mode.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. That restricted mode is stupid. I don't know who created it, but I hope the person who created it gets fired. But
It was only created for one purpose, to be turned off, because nobody uses it anyway.
I don't understand why it's even being used.
But it's kind of like, so I guess, kind of like safe search, so that, you know.
Yeah,
Boom,
guess
don't
what?
pop
My
up
school
everywhere.
district already does that for me.
Oh yeah, you can't change it on my school.
What do you mean your school district already does it for you?
my school district, which I'm not going to call out because that's rude. But so whenever I use Google Chrome on my school laptop, which is issued to me, whenever I'm on, actually it's just like a protocol with Google Chrome and the school network.
Right.
I can't watch certain videos because it could be inappropriate. Or this video is restricted, even though it's not age restricted in YouTube guidelines.
Oh, you want to know something funny? I actually decided to do a test run of this restricted mode on our channel, and I think about like more than half of our videos were taken off because of that.
Probably a few too many f bombs.
It's freedom of speech.
Now and then.
Freedom of speech.
God damn it!
Anyway, we do not like restricted mode. We hope it goes out. But before we begin, I do want to show a very, very sentimental piece that was made about this week. As you all know, Subwuffer is currently in Vietnam, and he decided to make this for us. I'm going to go ahead and send it to Naka so that he can send it to you on the chat room, because I personally think that it is a beautiful sentimental piece. I mean, just look at that. You can't just look at that and just say, "Aw."
Hold on, let me download the image. You probably should have sent this to me like 20 minutes ago, but whatever.
It's okay. Just go ahead and post it on the chat while you're at it. All
right.
Anyway,
I have, and then I'm going to go change this, so it's not the "I'm with Stupid" picture that was for last week. We have that episode uploaded, so you can see the "I'm with Stupid." Alright, and then I just gotta reset this because, I had to deal with stuff last time. And, now it's... I gotta resize it a bit. Yeah, it's right there. It's gonna cover up two people's faces for right now, but it's right there. I'll leave it up there for about another 40 seconds.
I just want to say, thank you, Shuja, for making this wonderful piece. It just kind of brings a lot of memories of when you used to be here. It's very, very pretty. I do wish that there was. I do wish that you were here with us, and it's sad that you're not. But thank you very much.
If you were here, Shuja, I would give you some of my Australian cookies. They're called Tim Tams. They are fucking delicious. I finally found like 4 packages of them this week.
Are they better than Kit Kats?
They're completely different.
Than Kit Kats?
One is a candy bar. The other is like a wafer cookie. And by the way, you want to know the website that I found these where I could buy these things in the U.S.? It's not a cookie.com.
Oh wow.
It's not a cookie.com.
No, it just reminds me of that one video. It's like, it's Kermit the Frog and Cookie Monster playing a what's in the box kind of game. And
right.
And I just remember a video on the internet called Kermit, It's Not a Cookie. Alright, Alright, your first clue is something to eat. No, it's not a cookie. Anyway.
It's not a cookie.
Anyway, we do have an agenda that we have to get to, so we're gonna kick things off with Krüz with music.
Wait, but before we start, we might have lower views. We might have lower viewers for this stream only because in the Northwest, it's actually a nice goddamn day out.
It is.
It's a fucking beautiful day, and I actually did yard work this morning, even though I don't really like doing yard work. I actually get to go outside and do something, and it felt so good. And I think our lovely friend Shutterwolf is doing a photo adventure right now, hence why he is not here.
Yes, and we will talk about him at the end of the show. But for right now,
we also have March Madness to compete with, but
yeah, that is correct. What is March Madness anyway?
It is people basically like to call it the tournament. It's basically what people get excited. It's basically college basketball. It originally starts as 68 teams whittled down to 64 with like qualifier games and crap.
Oh, okay.
So it goes from 64 to 32 through 6 to 16, the Sweet 16, the Elite 8, and then the Final 4, and then there's a championship game.
Elite 8. It should be called Elite 4. Screw that.
No, but
Well,
it's alliteration.
I know. I'm just being funny. But anyway,
No, I'm not done yet.
well, hurry up.
Hey, you're the one who decided to cut me off, okay?
I know, but well, hurry the fuck up.
Excuse me, I'm going to take my goddamn time. I'll wrap it up soon, actually, don't worry. But, and then the championship game basically crowns the national championship for NCAA basketball for the year. And now what people do during March Madness is that they fill out a bracket they basically pick all 64 teams, and they pick each team that'll move on, and they'll pick through each individual bracket, and they'll pick a national championship. And usually the people that pick the perfect bracket get a large amount of money. And I think most everybody's bracket is busted now because Villanova decided to lose yesterday to Wisconsin.
Yeah. And then, not to mention, Michigan beat Louisville.
I actually
today.
had Michigan going on, so
And
there's something for me.
I'm personally very happy Florida completely destroyed Virginia.
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Go
Anyway,
Gonzaga.
Oh yeah, Gonzaga's a...
Let us move on with Krüz, with music, with a very, very somber tone.
Yeah, unfortunately, the first thing we have to note here is that the iconic guitarist Chuck Berry has passed away. I believe it was said he was 90 years old. And he was one of the people known for, I believe, he and Elvis were breaking the color barrier, in music, rock and roll. And because, people of all backgrounds enjoyed his music, at least in the United States, and they're eventually victorious over the anti-rock and roll campaign. And well, when this happened, when I heard about this, I immediately posted the Judas Priest version of Johnny Be Good, which is pretty freaking amazing. It's one of the, I mean, if there's one true guitar hero, it's this man.
You probably remember his song Johnny Be Good, which was also played in the film Back to the Future.
Part 1 and 2.
Yeah, technically. It is a very, very sad thing to see. That was pretty much the only song that I knew that he played, unless you count Earthbound.
Stand by Me.
Well, that too, but
There's a few others I know, but I don't remember their names. Roll Over Beethoven, that's the other one.
Yeah, it is a very sad thing to see him go, and I certainly hope that he is remembered. I mean, I would be sad, but the thing is that he died at a very, very old age. He lived
Dude
90.
was 90.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. I mean, to live 90 years old, that's not actually too bad. Hopefully things will carry on from there, and people will be able to celebrate the person's life.
See, now the thing for me is I'm not too upset. I mean, when I found out about it yesterday, I was very shocked and amazed. And but I wasn't too overly saddened by his death, because dude was 90. He wasn't like Prince or George Michael or Michael Jackson.
He didn't die like every other music star at like 60 or earlier.
At 50 or at 60 or earlier. Yeah. That's the thing. It's because he was an old fuck, and fuck being a synonym for fellow. Thank you, George Carlin, who was also taken away from us too early. But I digress. He's still very much a legend, and I was watching the NASCAR race earlier today. And if you watch NASCAR on Fox, sometime during the race they'll have something called Crank It Up, where they pretty much just cut out all commentary, and it's just the pure raw sounds of the engines.
Nice.
And it's like,
There's a lot of that to go around.
And when they introduced Crank It Up today, it's like, to make a tribute the legend, Chuck Berry, let's crank it up. And I'm just like, that was really tasteful. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Mm.
And it's like, that's a perfect way to send him off, too.
Yeah, kind of.
Quick question: who's Digger?
Digger? You mean the old Fox Sports? Basically, he was the mascot for whenever they had a camera inside the racetrack.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, whenever they showed a camera in the racetrack and they had the Digger, it would basically show him like running away, like jumping back in his hole and being like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna get run over! Hide!"
Yeah. Problem with that stupid camera is there's always grass in the way.
Makes sense, but but Chuck Berry, it's the best thing we can do is celebrate his life, and hopefully we'll be able to move on without a legend.
But his legacy has lived on for 40 plus years.
Yes.
Wow.
That's a good timing.
That is good timing.
I recommend, if he hasn't heard it, see what he thinks of the Judas Priest version of Johnny Be Good, which is on Ram It Down.
Quick question: is it played in a major key or a minor key? Because this is metal we're talking about, and it is from Judas Priest.
It might be major. I think because they do. I think they do a key change at the solo, but I think it might actually be major. I'm not entirely sure, because there have been songs done in major key, namely one I know for sure is Blood of Bannockburn by Sabaton. You can tell the difference when you listen to it versus other songs, but I'm not sure.
Speaking of covers,
they play in standard tuning quite a bit.
Speaking of covers, I do remember the other day I was driving on the road. I think I was driving to either work or to check my schedule for work, which requires me to go to work just to check my schedule because reasons. By the way, eat Arby's. But there was it was the Godsmack cover of "Come Together" over me, and it was pretty much.
You mean "Come Together" by the Beatles?
Yes.
Okay.
And it was Godsmack, and it was like the guitars were relatively the same. Everything was it was very much spot on. It was just kind of an updated sound and a little bit heavier because Godsmack.
Right.
Judas Priest just added like a bunch of solos to it.
I just hope it'll be able to top the Sound of Silence by Disturbed. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that's you can't beat that really.
Yeah. Anyway.
To less good stuff.
This dumbass?
I don't know why did he do this to me? Okay, so the next thing is James Blunt, the Afterlove.
Oh, I thought it was somebody else. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Never mind. Okay,
Yeah.
it's James Blunt. I'm okay with him.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, first of all, I was trying to remember because I heard this before somewhere, and then I remembered, he's the one who made that song "You're Beautiful," which was overplayed. Like, to say it was overplayed is an understatement. Plus, my mom would play it all the time, and I'm just like, please stop.
I'd rather listen to "You're Pitiful" by that guy who parodies songs. Oh yeah, Weird Al.
You're pitiful.
Yes.
Oh God. Weird Al is an amazing person. But anyway, James Blunt, British singer-songwriter. Oh God. Was released his fifth studio album, The Afterlove, on March 24th. Love Me. So the one song, Love Me Better, has been linked, which I tried listening to. I actually did try, but I'm just like, what? I don't know what's going on here. It's too stupid for me. And then I think Bartender and Time of Our Lives is also are also available. So this isn't horribly annoying, just bland.
I think I started falling asleep when I started listening to it.
Yeah, it's kind of like, this is more like the easy listening music. whenever you think of that, this is probably just. It's like Jesus, like him and what's his face, John Mayer, easy listening stuff. It's not too exciting.
Yeah. I mean, I can pretty much just fall asleep whenever James Blunt is ever played, ever. So, he's just bland. There's nothing exciting about his music. Even talking about him.
Yeah, he's really tired.
Yeah, I just yawned after that.
I'm surprised he's. I will say this. I am surprised that.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That was pretty funny.
I'm done.
I'm gonna say this right now. I'm surprised James Blunt is not on Maroon 5 because that's exactly where he belongs.
Yeah.
But that's not even the top.
That's too much. That's too much bland.
It's just bland, but unfortunately, it's not the shittiest we have on this list.
No, that will be the guy that I was actually insulting, not James Blunt.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get this out of the way because there's actually good stuff that I got left. But the next thing is Trey Songz. I honestly forgot that this guy existed. Oh, and what a wonderful time it was.
Hi, Cody.
Oh, look, it's Cody. Hi, welcome. No sleeping on this. Don't sleep on that set. Cinderella story. Anyway, we chose to do what Lady Gaga did and have an album with his actual name on it, which is Tremaine. Tremaine. Cannot spell. For some reason, She Lovin' It had. It's not about McDonald's. I don't want to assume anyone's gender. Had acoustic guitar in it, which disappeared after like 15 seconds. It was there, and then it was gone and did not come back as far as I could listen to the song, which was not very long. Which was then replaced by some old hip hop nonchalant synth buzz. You know, at that point, they all kind of sound. They do kind of sound the same, like this because they follow the same. New hip hop songs tend to follow the same kind of rhythm, or like stuff like that. Yeah, not much going on here. Just more of that forgettable top 40 bullshit.
I know how you feel.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised their video didn't make it on 50 Shades Darker because that's exactly where this music video belongs.
I mean,
I think that's insulting to 50 Shades.
Well, even 50 Shades is
it's a little too I guess direct. They have to try to be subtle and subtle as in like basically not at all.
Right.
But they have to try.
Yes.
So they're not going to put something blatant like this in there.
But they should.
Yeah.
Or they're not going to put like a certain song by what's coming up next. I have.
You mean the good thing?
Yeah. You have a pussy. I have a dick. Yeah, that's a little more direct. But they wouldn't put that in there.
Fuck the fucking world, and my new band is called Siskill.
Tries to jump in the pool, and then it's frozen.
The fucking world.
And he just almost breaks his ass because he tries to do a cannonball.
Sir, I believe you shattered my coccyx.
Anyway, yeah, Trey Songz.
Can we move on, please?
Yes.
Wake your ass up. All right. Yeah. Now there's good stuff. All right. If you understood the reference to the earlier song, it is from Rammstein. I really wish I could roll my R's to say that, but I can't.
I really wish they spoke
that.
English so I can understand them.
There are some of their songs do have English lyrics, and like America does, but only like in certain parts. Mm-hmm. But they do sing in mostly in German. But you can find translations for their lyrics.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is not a new album, unfortunately, but it is something pretty cool. It is called Paris, and it is a concert film. And although Scarfy, you cover films, this one is technically under my jurisdiction because it is a thing called a concert film.
Of course.
And what that is it's like if you see like full concert things on YouTube, it's basically that, but with more cinematic.
Pretty much a good example would be like This Is It from Michael Jackson.
Yeah, and with more cinematic effects, or more like, or maybe some, I don't know, interludes or sections of interviews like dispersed throughout, like a bullet in a Bible, stuff like that from Green Day. But anyway, this, which is the Rammstein, Rammstein Paris, a concert film by Jonas Åkerlund. I think I pronounced that right. Will be shown in select cinemas worldwide on March 23rd. And for those unfamiliar with Rammstein, they are essentially Germany's version of the Sex Pistols, except a little more sex.
Anyway, just so you know,
just a little bit.
Oh, sorry about that. Go ahead.
Just a little bit.
Going.
So anyway, the German industrial metal band has been notorious for their insane live shows featuring some of the best pyrotechnics around, and even a dick cannon. Yes, they have a dick cannon. You gotta see this thing to believe it.
Oh, no.
And it
I'm
is
gonna say something when you're
functioning.
done. I'm going to say something when you're
It
done.
is functioning too. And it is quite large.
I thought it was dysfunctional.
Hepatitis, see you later.
Diabetes. I love that. Dinger derby. Donkey dicks.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Continue.
I love that. Anyway, it should be a fun watch for Rammstein fans and anyone else who's wanted to see Rammstein live but never got to, because they're in high demand. They're high demand live band. That was a cool rhyme. I did not try to do that, but that was so cool. Anyway, for more details on tickets, screenings, and more, the website to go to is www.rammstein-paris.co.uk. That does show things for the US site, but if you type in .com, I think it just redirects you to co.uk, so it doesn't matter.
What, do you want me to post that link in there?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead and do
It's
it.
not in bold, but whatever.
I forgot to bold it. My bad. I will have to say I sent a song from Rammstein to Krüz, and I'm like, I know they sounded familiar, and I'm like, aha, I found them, and there's this song called Man gegen Man, which I'm gonna go ahead and forward it to Nakabinu, because it'll probably interest him more than it interests Krüz, and
I think
that's saying a lot.
I think I've seen a clip of this, but I didn't see the whole thing.
The song Man gegen Man is basically, in translation, it's Man Against Man, is a song about the benefits of homosexuality. However, all band members are heterosexual.
Yeah,
The song
and
is simply about the subject of homosexuality and seems to avoid taking sides. That's
there's another one that's kind of it's by Lindemann, who's like he's the vocalist. It's Praise Abort. And it's about, so he gets his girlfriend pregnant, she gets I think an abortion. Then she gets a restraining order on him, and then he gets a boyfriend, and it's basically very fucked up, but it's hilarious.
No, anyway, to get to my point about like when you said Dick Cannon, I'm just like, it reminds me of Duke Nukem Forever. 13 years these people build a giant 80-foot jizz can in the backyard, and when it comes time for their first go-around, it just tips over and leaks yellowy spunk discharge over everybody's shoes. Thank you, Yahtzee from Zero Punctuation, for letting me use that joke that you made 5 years ago.
That's pretty good. Yeah, this one is not as big, I don't think.
Did Rammstein make the song that goes "Hail to the Motherland"?
I
No,
can
that's-
look that up.
That's Sabaton. You mean into the motherland, the German army march?
Yes, that one.
That is Sabaton.
I'm still
But
good with
Sab-
Rammstein though.
It
because
is
Rammstein.
Sabaton. It's called Panzerkampf.
It's about, on a scale of 1 to invading Russia in the winter, how bad of an idea is that?
I
But-
Invading Russia in the winter.
I would love to go to Germany. I heard their food is great. I envy.
They
Krüz
do have some
that-
pretty damn good food there.
I heard-
What was the other thing? Quick note that Sabaton did a cover of Feuer frei by Rammstein, which is the German command for open fire,
Oh, okay.
which makes sense, being Sabaton.
Well, Frei is basically just an acronym for fire, so I mean it works.
Hopefully Rammstein doesn't show their tools. Speaking of tools,
Hey,
Tools. It's really good with tools. I mean, I wouldn't put it beyond them. I mean, I don't know if they actually have done that, but they do sometimes show up in some interesting uniforms. But Scarfy is referring to was Tool, in fact. 46 and 2 ahead of me. There you go. All right. One of the coolest prog rock metal bands ever is going on tour. We are still waiting on that new album from Tool, but at least they're doing something. So the band is working on the new album, that is for sure, and the details of which are still to come. Should be done, I guess, this year. They'll start this relatively short 10-date tour on May 24th in Fairfax, Virginia, and end on June 8th in Rosemont, Illinois, to tide fans over until the new album is made official. That went rather smoothly.
yeah,
That went really
I do
smooth.
have this. I do have a fetish for this one song by Tool. In fact, I think Guitar Hero is kind of what got me into Tool's.
Schism.
Like it is Schism, but like I don't know what it is, but Tool like they have like a fetish for stop motion claymation, and I don't understand why, but whatever works for them works for me. Schism is in fact one of my favorite songs from Tool. I just love how it's just choreo. It's just done. It's haunting. It's wonderful. Oh, you just love that song, don't you?
Yeah, but 46 and 2 is the best one. I'm really annoyed it's on iTunes. Because what got me also interested in it again was that one of the songs in Doom sounded kind of like it. It was actually kind of similar, not too far off. But I've actually used the concepts from it. I looked up stuff that they put in the music video, or no, it wasn't. It was a fan made video, but I actually looked it up and I've been able to use that in a school project. The research from Carl Jung and Sigmund Freud.
ooh,
It's so cool.
What do you think?
Yeah, but I'm just
What do you think?
well, I mean, it's cool that Tool's going on tour, but I've been hearing reports that actually Weezer's going on tour, or they're releasing a new album.
I did not hear about that.
I did not see that, but that's good.
We'll have to.
Hey,
we'll have
thank
to-
you, 98.9. I forget the station identification name. It's K
it's
something
not
something
like-
something.
It's not like anyone else in the U.S. is going to know because you live in Washington.
Hell yeah, boy.
Washington.
And when he means Washington, we're talking about the state, not Washington, D.C.
Yeah, I remember that meme a few weeks ago on Twitter. It's like, where do you live, Washington? Do you know the president? The state.
It's like, yeah. And here you have you have to say Washington State, because when you say Washington here, people assume Washington D.C. And also, no one really calls it Washington D.C. They just call it D.C.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Pretty much. So, anyway. Tool's cool.
Yeah.
All right. We have one more thing, and this is a whopper. And if you've watched playthroughs of Night in the Woods, you'll get that sort of joke.
I need to play Night in the Woods.
Yeah.
Bad.
Gabba and Malai. I've watched Jacksepticeye play it. I don't think Markiplier's played it yet, but
Because he got trapped in Boston.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I saw it. A new episode Jacksepticeye came out like today, and that was like before set, and I'm like, fuck, I'm not gonna have time. I have to watch it after. It's just. Side note, it's such a cool game. It's we get Undertale, and then we get this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's less action, but it's the same,
we had Death Squared.
Yeah, it's the same story-driven kind of thing. Anyway.
Wait, you did mention before, Seth, I actually got to watch Ryan Newman win his first race in 127 races, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's so nice to see somebody new in victory lane. It's been so long since he's won.
Yeah,
anyway,
it's
NASCAR
the same
aside.
people who it's the same people who tend to win quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Was it now enough?
Off topic.
Avoiding this, yeah. The thing I'm mentioning is another summer tour, which, as promised, I've kept track of them for you. This one is Testament, Sepultura, and Prong. And this might as well be called the Summer of Thrash, with another thrash legend going on tour, Testament, joined by Sepultura. Actually, let me go back a little bit. Testament supporting their album from late last year, Brotherhood of the Snake, which is fucking awesome. And Sepultura in support of their 2017 album, which came out on my birthday, Machine Messiah, and Prong, who I'm not quite familiar with, but I'll have to check them out, especially if I end up actually going to the shows, which I'm not sure if I will. Since I've already got a few lined up, but we will see. All right, while this was announced December of last year, the tour is fast approaching, and it will start on April 6th in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and end on May 20th in Las Vegas, Nevada. Local dates to us as in being members of S.E.T, which is East and West Coast, North and South respectively.
Right and left.
Right and left. And the one end to the other. April 24th, Baltimore, Maryland. And for the other guys, May 11th in Seattle, Washington.
I have power tools to buy. I'm saving up. I can't go to too many concerts this year. I'm already going to Metallica.
Buying power tools? What are you doing with them?
Well, the reason why I have to buy power tools is because my plans are to go into a 2-year degree program with Ford. It's called the Ford Asset Program, and
like vocational.
Yeah, it's a vocational program.
That's very cool.
Are you trying to get your bachelor's, or
it's going to be an associate's degree?
Or are you going to go for bachelor's afterward?
That would be
the smart thing to do.
It'd be the smart thing to do, but seeing as how I'm basically going to have a job straight out of college that's decently paying.
Okay.
I'm very much looking for. It's going to be in the next few months. I start cracking down doing everything, so I need to save up my money for right now. And like right now, I actually need to save up some money for a boot disk of Windows 10.
Okay.
Why you ask is because I'm getting my one of my old laptops fixed, and I'm going to be using that for whenever I go to college and I have to take notes.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, I have to do a lot of that shit.
Anyways.
Anyways, yes, Testament is awesome.
Yes. Also, I don't know if... Hold on.
I don't think Shudder's here. I think he's still in his photo adventure.
I did a stupid.
It's okay.
But I'll have to remind him. Anyway,
you can just say it now because we'll listen back to it.
Yeah, but I'm reading it in order, and I realize
Ding,
I
ding.
fucked up, and I have to go back. So that's why I sound so butt flustered. Anyway, May 16th and 18th. Butt flustered. It's one of my favorite words to use. May 16th and 18th, it's San Diego and Anaheim, respectively, down near where Scarfy is. They'll also be coming to Portland, Oregon, over where Shudder is, on May 9th. So, I don't know. We'll give you a shout out and a reminder, because you should this should probably be of interest to you. And summary, Testament blew the other big four albums of 2015-2016 out of the water with Brotherhood of the Snake, save for Megadeth's Dystopia, since it won a Grammy.
Hardwired.
Yeah. I mean, well, I think they were nominated for different Grammys, though.
I play more of a favoritist towards Metallica.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Metallica was nominated for Best Rock Song, which went to David Bowie, I believe. Megadeth was nominated for Best Metal Performance. I mean, they could have both won. They should have both won, but at least, Megadeth got some recognition. The link which is Testament's website, has a full list of tour dates if you're interested for this. I think anyone who's into thrash metal, or just, if you like Metallica or if you like metal in general, you're probably going to like Testament, because they're more melodic, epic, awesome thrash metal, and Sepultura being a more fusion of, thrash metal and new metal and world music. Cool stuff. So yeah, that is it. The Brotherhood of the Snake.
Yeah, Testament, I'm not too sure if I would actually go out of my way to see it, but it looks interesting to you guys if you guys want to see it. What do you think, Naka?
I mean, don't get me wrong. If I had adequate funding, I might go and buy tickets to this. But since I don't, I'm not going to, because I have actual things I need to save up for.
Yeah, like...
My thing is I bought tickets to other things. So I'm
Slayer.
Slayer. Because I jumped on that because I was just like, woo, Slayer. Yeah, so
I don't blame you for that one.
You see one awesome thing that's out, and then another thing, you have to choose one. It's like picking your favorite child. It's horrible.
I don't have children.
I know, but it's still horrible. If I did, that's what it would feel like.
I fired, and then I missed. And then I fired again, and I missed. I had a
to the
pop.
family, son.
Oh, hey, you brought up Resident Evil. We talked about that 2 months ago.
Yeah.
All right, are we good on music?
I think we're good. We're gonna have some more earth-shaking, destruction-level shit that you will have to take off, Naka, with your first video game.
Mass Effect Andromeda, which actually kind of has me scared for the Mass Effect franchise.
Fingers crossed.
I'm legitimately on the fence with this one. You don't even get to play as male Shepard or female Shepard. All the pistols have thermal clips. There's no mention of Fish Dog Food Shack. Why? Yay. Why? It's only 600 years after the original trilogy, where you take either the role of either Sarah Scott Ryder. You are part of the Andromeda Initiative, a project on a journey to find a new habitable planet in the Helix cluster within the Andromeda Galaxy, hence the name. Though I do have to ask a question. How did they get there if the Master realized it shouldn't be too far gone after that? This game has open-world elements from Dragon Age Inquisition, which I heard was actually pretty good. And uses EA's in-house Frostbite engine instead of the Unreal Engine like in the original trilogy. You've got the dialogue wheel, your third-person shooter combat, immense character customization, and a new Game Plus feature to go back and complete missions you missed and carry over certain bonuses. Instead of having a specific set of skills like, oh hey, you're going to be a biotic or you're going to be a vanguard, you can basically just choose. You can go nuts with what you want to choose as your skill set. It's going to be really, really weird to play a game without playing a Shepard. To me, it really does not feel right. And this pistol doesn't have a thermal clip. But if you do want to pick it up, it's out on the 21st of March for Windows, PS4, and Xbox One in North America. Europeans get it 2 days later on the 23rd for the same systems. No idea why.
It's probably just a import-export type thing. Anyway,
but
Mass Effect...
yes, but it's pretty much going to be all digital except save for physical releases for consoles.
Right. But Mass Effect, Yeah, I mean, it's a game that I would prefer to. It is in fact a game that I would like to get into, but I heard that Mass Effect is just it's not something that I am currently interested in. I'm currently interested in Breath of the Wild, Kingdom Hearts, and all these other games that I need to play.
Side note, I got to go to my friend's house over spring break. He had the Nintendo Switch, and I got to play Breath of the Wild for a few hours. I would say it is beautifully made. It is a little weird because you actually do have a jump mechanic. There is no more auto jump, which is a little weird, but it's cool. So I spent a lot of time just jumping around because I'm like, I've never been able to do this before. But I got very proficient with the usage of bombs in the game. I've wiped out.
Yes,
have enough rupees.
yes. You know the joke. You know the joke.
I've wiped out
Only if you have enough rupees.
I've wiped out entire encampments of the enemies with just by dropping bombs on them. I was just like, I'm such an asshole. But anyway, as far as Mass Effect is concerned, I know it's a very story-heavy game, which I guess is why you did the censored things.
Because even though
played...
Mass Effect 3 came out 5 years ago, or thereabouts, 4.5, 5, depending on when it came out in 2012, I'm not spoiling that game.
Yeah.
You know why? Because the Mass Effect trilogy, even with all the DLC, which is completely optional, but I highly recommend it.
I heard the ending was bad.
For which one?
Mass Effect 3.
Well, people just didn't want to see... actually, no, I gotta stop myself. Before I reveal too much.
I'm not entirely sure. I think, there are certain things you do to optimize the ending.
To your taste, you can either do the... not Vanguard, but you got your superhero side, and then you've got the Renegade. Wait, no, Paragon and Renegade. Paragon meaning, oh, hey, I'm a good person. Let's try and save as many people as possible.
Yeah.
Whereas,
that's the ideal way.
Mm-hmm. I think. Once technically the ideal way, or you could go Renegade and just be like, kill everyone.
Yeah. So you can optimize certain things. So people may not have gotten the ending they liked, but I'm pretty familiar with Mass Effect, despite not having played it, because I've seen a lot of clips of it, and I've seen a lot of spoiler things that are in the channel outside Xbox, which is pretty good, pretty funny channel. They do a lot of stuff with games. You would probably like them, Naga. I don't know if you've seen any of it.
His pistol doesn't have a thermal clip.
But
you're still on about that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yes, because it was the best joke in Mass Effect 2.
All right.
Pistols don't have thermal clips. But yeah, I'm not sure how they're going with this. This is kind of like, I can see why people are like a little bit nervous about this one, because you're kind of like, you're changing it up a lot, and that's always a risky move. Sometimes it pays off, like with Resident Evil. Sometimes
1, 2, and 3
just,
were the original style that 7 went to go back for, whereas 4, 5, 6, and then basically the games in those era of 4, 5, and 6 were just be like, action adventure. You will give me an egg. Action adventure.
Action.
Yeah, that's really all I have to say about Mass Effect.
Yep.
There we go.
Yeah, moving on to Mario Sports Superstars. Hi, kids. You want to play 3/5 of Wii Sports with Mario characters with some different sports? Mario Sports Superstars is the game for you. Okay, no, but in all seriousness, this game looks great. You got baseball, tennis, football. I refuse to say soccer because I lived in a place where everybody called soccer football because
I say soccer because I'm American, damn it. I mean, I'll call it football if everyone else is calling it football in the place, so they'll know what the fuck I'm talking about. But if I'm here, I'm calling it soccer.
I mean, to each their own, but I call it football because I lived in Hong Kong, which was a British territory, and literally it's only known as soccer in America.
Right.
Yeah.
Call
Well,
me
I mean-
un-American or whatever the fuck you want. I'm gonna go with the popular consensus on this one.
There's slight variations of it. I know in Germany they call it foosball.
Yeah. Also, there's
Foosball.
yes, there's horse racing, which you might think, oh, is it just the one where they go around in big circle? From the trailer, no, they're not just going around in big circle. It's like full-fledged races with
Nice.
shit.
That'd
And
be cool.
golf. They're the 5 sports available to play in Mario Sports Superstars. They're not like Wii Sports, where you have to tap a button to do something or swing your 3DS around the room. They are actual, full-fledged games
Oh,
in a mini
thank
collection.
God.
You don't have to throw your Wii remote halfway across the room.
I just wish they would make a Mario Hoops 3-on-3 too, though.
Yeah. Speaking
I
of
could-
Mario
I
Hoops
could
3 on 3 and pretty much a lot of the other sport games, you can actually choose your teammates and choose your lineup for certain sports, which
Oh,
is
thank God.
awesome.
Your characters.
Yes.
But speaking of characters, god damn it, Pink Gold Peach is in this goddamn game.
Why do you not like Pink Gold
Pink
Peach?
Gold Peach is fucking useless.
Wait,
She's only
Pink-
been in
Pink-
Mario Kart
Pink-
8, and it's
Pink-
basically
oh,
just a
Pink
Peach
Gold.
reskin.
Oh, well.
It's a useless character. At least Metal Mario has some use.
Metal Mario. Yeah.
But Pink Gold Peach, yeah, no, it's just straight. It's like, we're running out of character ideas. We need to make another reskin of somebody.
Why
Oh,
don't you just put in a chair? Be done with it.
basically, they just dipped Peach in apparently pink gold, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Or I guess
Well,
it's rose gold.
red gold.
And unfortunately, she's become a meme.
Yeah.
I've become a me.
Do you not
the
watch Nathaniel
and the
Bandy?
parental controls too. Bowser and Bowser Jr.
Yes.
Not like we're ever going to use them.
Don't talk to me or my son ever again.
Anyway.
Yes, but it's actual soccer like Mario Strikers, actual football like Mario Strikers, excuse me, actual baseball like Mario Super Sluggers, actual sports. And the golf isn't like the golf isn't like Wii Sports Golf. There's actual courses that aren't NES Golf remade in 3D. So that's good. Horse racing. Though I will have to say, horse racing actually does steal the Pokemon and me mechanic from Pokemon X and Y /
Right.
Oris
Yeah.
/ Sun and Moon, but
Makes sense.
to improve your horse's mood so it can go faster. But whatever, it's Nintendo using their own shit. So I don't care if they stole that from themselves
Right.
because it's their own product.
Mhm.
Completely meta. Acceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
but
looks
that's all
like- It
yeah.
looks like a fun game for anybody on the go. It releases for the 3DS, all versions of the 3DS, including the piece of toast that is my 2DS that I love and cherish,
Dusty.
which is both a physical and eShop release on the 24th of March.
I think.
Sports
I'm
Ball.
not sure if I'm not sure if I'm going to get this myself, but I think at least
Yeah, I can't go wrong
my
with Sports
sister-
Ball.
I think at least my sister would be interested in it since she loves horseback riding. So that might be a cool thing because we've only had like one horse riding game, which is kind of it was on the Wii, so it was like I've tried. I think I tried it a little bit, and the only problem was that it's so. It was in the early stages when the Wii was out, so it was very unresponsive.
Mhm.
So your
Right.
horse would just run into a wall when you weren't trying to.
Derp.
Yeah, it's just like no turn, and you're flipping it all the way, which actually makes it go the other way. And just, oh my god! But I think this looks like a well polished game. I'm not sure if I might have money to pick this up because I kind of need some more things to play. Even though I am still working on
I still
Yeah,
play Mario
I'm
Kart
still
7.
working on Xenoblade, but I'm just kind of at a point where I'm stuck right now. And if you could, you might be able to help with the Scarfy or that, or I might just check a walkthrough. Yeah, it's I'm just a little stuck there. But basically, all I'm doing now is Pokemon. So I might just get something else to start with
Right.
to keep using 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
So this
I
looks like
still
a
need to
fun
get
one do with friends.
3DS. I still need to get racing games for my 2DS because, hey, I play nothing but racing games. I'll be honest. But it's my genre. I love it like a child.
I am also a fan.
I'm pretty sure
I mean,
you would.
because most of one of my favorite
Because
GameCube
Vroom
games
BB
of all
car.
time One of my favorite GameCube games of all time is Need for Speed Underground 2. I mean, I just loved it. And also because I love the soundtrack so much. So good. Yeah, nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, looks like a well-polished game here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not just a gimmick.
Do you have... Which was Wii Sports. Do you have anything else to say, Scarfy, or should we move on?
I have nothing else to say other than that Wii Mario Sports is kind of interesting. They always make Mario Sports games, so the idea of this being on the 3DS, I believe, is nothing new. But
I mean, don't get me wrong, Mario Hoops 3-on-3 was fantastic.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of the Mario Sports games in the past few years that are specifically Mario Sports, Mario Tennis, which...
Yeah. I think the last one I got was Mario Sports Mix, actually. I really liked the hockey on that because it was... I think it encouraged you to use the wall to, like they actually do in hockey sometimes, for like an end-around pass kind of thing. No, it's
like,
dump and chase. Yeah.
Like the Mario Sports games when they're on their own, not like Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Screw that franchise because it's stupid. Because it's basically just, oh hey, play Olympic sports with Mario characters. You know what you can do? You can actually go outside and play those sports.
Right.
You actually see it, like that game was actually the reason I did that with some of my friends. So that's kind of, it's sort of supporting and against your thing there. But you know, I did do that. We did that because we went out to a friend's cabin on the beach and we set up a little racing track thing.
Yeah.
To run on.
You know what? Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games when it first came out in 2007, 2008 when he was in Beijing. Yeah. 2009. I went to Beijing. I actually got to run on the Olympic Stadium in the birdcage.
That's pretty cool. I got to I didn't get to go on to it, but I got to go to the Olympic Stadium in Berlin when I was there, which was pretty awesome. I got a lanyard from it, and if you happen to see me at Furthermore, I will have that, on me.
Ooh, so fancy. Yes. Anyway,
Olympia Stadion Berlin.
I think this is all for now.
Okay.
This is everything for no. I'm done.
That's all she wrote.
Okay.
That's all she wrote, boys. We're moving on to
pack your bags and go home.
Shitload of movie news.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
From the mastermind of Citizen Kane, even if you don't know who Orson Welles is, he's been one of the biggest names in Hollywood ever, even after his death. And if that wasn't enough for you, it seems that Netflix is taking one of his unfinished projects, The Other Side of the Wind, and plan on not only restoring but completing the film as well. Citizen Kane is often regarded as the greatest film of all time. And if you don't want to take my word for it, the first minute of the movie will hook you like a fish on a line. Seriously, though, if you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. So the idea of Netflix, out of all places, seriously, it's like they're becoming the new HBO or something. Is doing something.
It's like they're actually HBO.
Is doing something this extraordinary by taking an unfinished and legendary work right after Welles' death is both surreal and a bit frightening. But they wouldn't pay this deal for a reason, so we'll see how they'll both do exactly. What do you guys think?
I think this is really cool that they decided to, because sometimes people don't finish things. There's, like, for example, I think Pantera released a song that they recorded with Dime after his death, Piss, which is a really cool song. Yeah, it uses the riff from what's it called? Use My Third Arm. You'll recognize the same riff from that. And then they also used some Haley. I used some Dime when he of his tracks when he played I Don't Care Anymore. The cover of that, they used that. You'll hear the characteristic sound. So that's not a new phenomenon, but to have something of this status, resurrected and basically it's going to be remastered and remade and like completed.
Right.
I think that's pretty cool, and that's it's a big responsibility because if you're talking about the guy who made Citizen Kane, which I did not actually see, even though it was in high school. We had an assignment to see some of the top 100 films. I didn't see that, but I saw a few other notable ones.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was The Godfather, Modern Times. I forget, and a few others. But yeah, I think I'd go see this, and then I have to go see Citizen Kane too, which I think might also be on Netflix. I mean, it should be if they're doing this.
I don't really think so, considering that they would have to buy it from Disney because RKO is now owned by Disney.
RKO.
And the
RKO.
fact that I'm not too sure.
I know it's somewhere. I'll be able to find it somewhere.
Right. I will say this though. The video of actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf where he's standing up and giving them a standing ovation, that's actually a reference to Citizen Kane, if you didn't realize.
Yeah, because that was one of the ones I didn't see, but that was one I think everyone else did see, and I'm like, shit, I probably should have watched that one.
Anyway,
we only had to watch 6 of them.
Anyway,
what do you think? What do you think, Naka?
Well, I only know Orson Welles from Rosebud, and then there was...
That's exactly what Citizen Kane is, and you need to watch it.
Yes.
Left a little rosebud in there for you.
Yes, but there's also... Back in the 80s or 90s, he was doing a wine commercial for Paul Masson Wines, which is a nice California champagne, where he was drunk out of his fucking mind, and it was just they were trying to do take after take after take, and it was so fucking hilarious.
Right.
That's great.
My cousin showed me that 8 years ago, and I still remember it because it's that good.
So it was Orson Welles, the director did that.
The French champagne.
That's pretty fucking hilarious.
Anyway,
They're
I'll
willing to
tell
go
you
out
guys
there
about
and
it,
just make a complete ass of themselves just for fun.
so
I mean,
Do you-
yeah, it's pretty cool. Don't
do you
get
want me
me
to
wrong.
move on from the dream world to the real world?
Well,
The real world. Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
well, which dream world are you talking about? Are you talking about a virtual dream world, or a mental dream world, or a real dream world?
Well, which one do you want, the red pill or the blue pill?
I'll take the green pill.
Don't answer that. Looks like a new Matrix film is
I'll
in
take
the
'em
works,
all.
and apparently it seems to be neither a reboot nor a remake from the original film series. Not much is known about it, but what we do know is that Keanu Reeves may in fact come back to play Neo once again on one condition. The Wachowskis would have to write and direct it. However, the film might actually star Michael B. Jordan in the leading role. Everyone knows that the first film is often considered a masterpiece, while the second and third films are complete garbage. So who knows what will happen at this point. But the idea of seeing another Matrix film in the works is interesting in of itself, but we'll have to see until more is announced. What do you guys think?
Well, I mean, red pill and blue pill. I mean, after the last couple Matrix movies, I think it'd be nice and refreshing to see a new Matrix movie, only if it's done well.
Yeah, and it would have to have really good CGI.
I think at this point they would definitely be able to do better with the the CGI and the overall look of it, because this was something I was on Watch Mojo, the worst CGI, and this one was in terms of how bad it was not as bad as one of the worst ones was Underworld. I think
Right.
it was Ultraviolet. That's what it was called.
Ooh,
It was just
Ultraviolet's not
it was-
good.
It was video game, like tier 2 level video game stuff. But yeah, it's because it was done with the best they had at the times. But I think that they do have the opportunity to make it look really, really good. Obviously, Naka said if they do it well, which is kind of subjective, but when you have technology like this nowadays, you can make CGI look amazing. And now to give that look to a classic franchise,
I think
it seems appropriate. Which, I mean, it's if it bombs, it bombs. But I would hope it does as well.
And do
'Cause,
you
I
think? And do you think Keanu Reeves should return to play Neo?
I don't know. And
Fuck
another
it.
thing, I just find it funny that he is the one actor my dad actually despises for no reason in particular.
What do you think?
69, dudes.
What do you think, Naka?
I mean, it all depends on if they decide to do it well or not. I think with like 15 years of new modern film technology, I think the franchise could definitely benefit from it.
Right.
I just it's a crapshoot for right now.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on, if people might be upset if Keanu Reeves is not in it. They'll be like, if there's no Keanu Reeves, then there's no Matrix. I mean, you might have to have other actors play those classic roles. But I think they assembled, I think the article said they assembled most of the core cast. So that does give hope that at least a majority of them should be returning to their roles.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. But instead of getting into a web of pandemonium, I think it's better if we get into a web of web slinging. How about that?
Spider-Man.
So it turns out that while Disney owns the right to Marvel, sadly Spider-Man and any reference to him is owned by Sony. Therefore, Venom is in Sony's hand. And it looks like that he's getting a standalone film, which is set to come out in the 2018 film year. It's not clear whether the 2018 Venom movie will take place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe or if it will feature Tom Holland's take on Spider-Man, but I'm pretty sure that the movie is in lines for the MCU. I think the Venom movie would have to follow suit as well. The Sam Raimi film had little to no Venom in Spider-Man 3, so hopefully this film will do what the other film couldn't do. What do you guys think?
Wait, was it Raimi, the guy who did Evil Dead, the original?
That is correct.
Yeah, I knew I recognized that name. I think this is pretty cool that they're exploring a character that's kind of been left in the dark, sort of no pun intended, because he's got the black suit.
Right.
I don't know.
Yes, but one thing, how are they making the new Spider-Man movie? Like Homecoming? I thought that was actual Marvel Pictures.
It is.
Yeah,
Yes,
isn't it?
but is it-
That's an MCU.
It is.
Yes, but was there a Sony Pictures thing before the Marvel logo came up or after?
Well, I believe. Well, let me take a look.
I think that contract's over, man.
Well, I know. I mean, I was looking on. I may have gotten my information wrong because I was researching to make sure that I got this right. But let me go ahead and look this up. No, it's distributed by Sony Pictures.
Huh.
So it's not. Is it produced by Marvel?
It is produced by
Okay.
It is produced by Kevin Feige, and he is part of Marvel. So yes.
Right. So it's kind of like it is a spin-off, but it's a spin-off in almost every sense of the word because Sony owns Spider-Man. So
Even though Marvel is owned by Disney.
so it's a proper spin-off.
Mm-hmm.
In every sense of the word.
All I hope is that if they're making a Venom movie, go right ahead. I'm just hoping to God that it'll actually be more entertaining than Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
Hey, it could have been the Amazing Spider-Man.
I didn't even go see that one just
I
because I was
actually
kind of
thought the Amazing Spider-Man was pretty good.
I didn't go see Spider-Man
Andrew
3
Garfield?
because I was just like, I don't know about this. I did see parts of it, it was kind of weird. Spider-Man 2, I think, is my favorite from that one.
Well, Spider-Man
From
2
that.
was just a great film entirely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I think is Spider-Man going to be in this one? Do they know? Is it going to be the new guy who plays Spider-Man?
You mean Tom Holland, I believe?
Is he going to be not being Venom? Is Spider-Man going to be in this, or is it just Venom's backstory with no Spider-Man?
As far as I am aware, I am not too sure. What I do know is that it will have as far as I'm aware, I'm not too sure. I guess we'll just have to wait until more news comes out because we haven't even seen a trailer of it. So we'll have to
Because there
wait
is no
until
trailer
more.
for it.
Right.
We'll have to see.
So, but we'll have to wait and see. What do you think, Naka?
I mean, with the abysmal portrayal of... I don't even remember. Was Venom, It's been a long time. I barely remember Venom. I just know that he's like a black reskin of Spider-Man, except
And he's
weirder
the
and
evil
stronger.
version. Yeah, and he's got the fangs.
Yeah,
and
I
shit.
just last time
He looks kind
remember-
of like. He looks kind of like. I keep bringing this up. He looks kind of like a less gory version of the Molded from Resident
Yeah.
Evil 7.
Pretty much.
or better yet, it's just a Spider-Man version of Black Panther, sort of.
Oh. Mm.
But I honestly don't remember what Venom did in Spider-Man 3.
You don't?
No, I really don't. It's been a long time since I've seen it. I'm drawing a blank here, guys.
Oh, well. I guess you'll have to see
Wait and see.
Yeah. I haven't seen I haven't seen Sam Raimi direct anything, but I'm getting off topic here. So yeah, a Venom film, I guess it's pretty cool that people want to see, a film with actual Venom in it for once, and not just, 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was like the Deadpool factor from X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Mm.
It's like, yeah, X-Men Origins Wolverine, not a very good movie, shitty portrayal. And then they make the Deadpool movie, and it's like,
Which is so good.
yeah, and then it's basically Spider-Man 3's following. It's basically the Spider-Man 3 Venom following suit.
Pretty much. Anyway, I guess we have to move on to a
I'm gonna go to Disney World.
bittersweet.
Disney World.
In a stunning turn of events, it seems that Disney is making a very bold and gutsy decision to cut all songs in the remake of Mulan. This in itself is a decision I don't really know how to describe. On one paw, I can't say it's a borderline horrible decision, but on the other paw, I do understand why people would want to hear some of the catchiest songs out there, and the fact that they're being cut out without any sort of explanation.
If there's
is a
no
bit
getting down
baffling
to
me.
business, that's bullshit.
Especially the fact that both the live-action Jungle Book and Beauty and the Beast contain their songs as well. But one could hope, even though they're cutting the songs out, they'll at least make way for more characterization to most, if not all, of our characters in some way, much like the remake of Pete's Dragon did. I repeat, one could hope. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. This decision is kind of...
I don't know. They're kind of. At first, I'm just like, I didn't really believe it when you told me. I'm just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. They're not doing this. No, that's like.
I can't believe you
it's
guys
like-
actually like the song in the movie.
So I mean, let's defeat. No, what the song is called, but it's just let's get down to business. I mean, everyone loves that song, and I still remember
Be a
like
Man.
90% of the
That's-
lyrics
that's
from
the
it.
song- That's what the song is called. Be a Man.
Yeah, and like I still remember like 90% of the lyrics from it, even without having heard it for like a while. So at the very least, that song should be included. I mean, they could. It would take a little extra effort, I think, for them to like do an ensemble recording of it, like to play over in the movie.
Mhm.
But they could do that, and then stuff like that has been done. Like
Right.
I think for Beauty and the Beast. I guess they might want to just be focusing on action here. I mean, they'll probably. I mean, I don't think there's movies without music. I mean, they're gonna
They
have
just have to
ambient
have-
music and shit,
I mean-
but they're not gonna have the trademark songs. That's a crime against Disney.
I mean, don't get me. The best thing that this movie really needs is just characterization. They need to have as much characterization in this film, because if they don't, it's not going to really work out in the long run. That's really all I have to say regarding it. I do think that it is a little like on one paw I can kind of see, okay, well, it is a live action, film, and considering that there's going to be lots of fighting, who has time for songs? But then you have to wonder, oh, well, wait, this is a Disney film, Disney film where songs are all the rage, and it's kind of like, I don't really know how to feel about this sort of thing. But I mean, what do you think, Krüz? I understand you're trying to make sense of all this. I didn't even know you were a fan of the music in this movie.
I mean, at least the "Be a Man" song. I mean, it's just such a fun song to sing, because it's like it's a rare song where all all the lyrics are different. It doesn't seem to go back to the same thing, except for the chorus. It's just very dispersed, I guess. But I mean, it's just so satisfying. It's just a satisfying song in general. So I mean, at the very least, I would have liked that one to be in there.
And the parodies of it too.
Yeah.
By the way, what do you think of this live action film of Mulan, Naka.
Well, they're not gonna have. I mean, I'm fine with the live action remake. I think this could go very many ways. A lot of them being good, because, I mean, Mulan's one of those rare animated movies that could have been like a live action film at the time.
Right.
Like, I get The Little Mermaid, that's pretty fucking hard to do. And Aladdin.
They are remaking that, and they are remaking that Aladdin as well.
Mm-hmm. But I'm saying, like, at the time. And, The Lion King, that would have been a little bit difficult to do just because we didn't have all the technology, even though, oh, hey, look, Jurassic Park. I mean, if they're cutting out the songs for whatever decision they're making, I can respect that, even though I disagree with it, which means I can't go, shut the hell up, Nappa, and you might survive. Yes, I watched Dragon Ball Z Abridged. I'm still waiting for that next episode because they introduced Mr. Satan.
Oh my god! I've watched Hellsing Abridged. I fucking love that.
Yeah.
I'm a fuck mothering vampire, and I deserve to be called as such.
What's up, Muckas? Anyway, speaking of Disney,
I'm gonna go to Disney World.
So guys, everything the light touches is our kingdom.
But what about those guys over there? Oh, those
Or
are
so it
49ers
seems.
fans.
Yeah.
We don't talk about them.
Apparently, the Lion King remake is now being greenlit to start its production this upcoming May, and is going to be directed by Jon Favreau, who also directed the commercially successful remake of The Jungle Book. There's good news and bad news. I'll start with the bad news first. The film, much like The Jungle Book, is going to be complete CGI. Again. Which means more CG talking animals. Again. So no creativity of using actual lions like the last version. Unless I'm somehow proven wrong, but we'll focus on that later. The good news is that James Earl Jones is reprising his role as Mufasa, which is a huge deal. I guess the production team didn't feel comfortable getting a new person to play Mufasa and thought he was the ideal choice.
Or Darth Vader, for that matter.
Not too sure if the other celebrities will reprise their roles, but we'll see what happens from there. All in all, semi-great news. I'll probably go see this with my father because I have great memories from it, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what Disney does with it.
Can I go first?
Wait, what?
Can I go first?
Sure.
I just have to make a comment about Lion King. You know how they push it all over at Disney, and like Disneyland and Disney World?
They don't even do that. They push it all over the fandom, dude.
Well, it's just it's pushed everywhere, okay?
Yeah.
But it's like, but specifically like Disney World, you know how they say it's the happiest place on earth? I'm pretty
Right.
sure Simba's father being trampled by wildebeest is definitely one of the happiest things that's ever happened in a Disney movie. Am I right, guys?
By the way, did you know that actually got a G rating because the MPAA at that time thought death was a big part of life, that it's something that everyone goes through. They thought it was appropriate to give it a G rating. That is until
Amazingly, what 20 years has done.
That is until Pixar, unfortunately, after they started to not suck hard, but hard enough, start to get the MPAA going. Hey, people don't want to watch G-rated films. Let's put a P under that G so that we can make it more edgy and
Slurp,
cool.
slurp.
Pretty much. Anyway, but yeah. But I will have to say, Lion King, how do you feel about a live action film being made when there's not going to, when the whole thing is going to be CG probably?
Again, I'm a sucker for real life cinematography.
Okay.
Even if it's CG animals, I'm a goddamn sucker for beautiful shots.
You do realize that The Jungle Book is all CG, right?
Yes, I
Yeah.
know that, but
I just kind of, if they actually decided to take photography of, pictures of the savannas in like Africa or something, that would be great.
So you're saying it's
that's
like
what I'm assuming is going to happen because there's more savanna than there is jungle,
Yeah.
which is completely understandable. Plus,
Mhm.
like countries in Africa, there are tourist industries that basically thrive off of the savannas. So
I'm gonna have to watch. I really have to watch the Broadway show with my dad. I can't believe I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, I remember. I saw that as a kid. That was really cool.
Did you like it?
I did. I remember the "I'm surrounded by idiots" part was pretty damn funny. What's wrong with this picture?
I'm surrounded by idiots.
I got the shirt. I outgrew it, but I got the shirt. It was the Scars, the actor's mask.
They need to
surrounded by idiots.
They need to put that. They need to put that as a shirt, as a T-shirt.
Yeah, it is. Like they sold it at the theater when I was there. I don't know. God, it's been years. The last thing I saw, Broadway related, I think, was Book of Mormon, actually.
Oh boy, the Book of Mormon,
which was fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah, no, the Book of Mormon is so fucking great.
I'm just gonna say this right now. If they make a remake of Zootopia with live action, I'm done. I'm out of there.
I don't know,
Why?
like why, like how, like that's just like, it's like.
Pretty sure that's impossible.
Why?
Well, they keep doing it with these other 2D animation films.
These are just but those are 2D animation films. This one was more, I don't want to say 3D, but it's more like 3D structured, textured stuff. I don't know. I mean, would they have a person it would be redundant. Like you'd have CGI Fox or CGI or like a person in a Fox suit or something. I mean, it would be kind of redundant.
Right.
I don't know if it would work. It might just be bad enough to not happen at all.
Yeah.
You know how I was saying I'm a sucker for cinematography? I'm just going to throw something up on screen for about 20 seconds. That was an image I took in Forza Horizon 3. And this is back when I still had the PC, so there's still some lines you can see on it because they're not as sharp as it would be on the Xbox One S, because 4K. But I was able to just get this shot with the sun just kind of shining and having a little bit of a lens flare. Though it's a natural lens flare, not an artificial one.
Nice.
And
that looks like cover art.
Yeah, and I actually used this as a thumbnail for one of our I think it was our season 2 finale announcement video. I used this as the thumbnail. Yeah,
so you would kind of want some good cinematography from realism, savannas of Africa.
Yes.
Hopefully we can get that, and not just have CG animals walking all over the place. But
I think if they can mix the CG and the real life shots as well and get the shadows right, I can forgive them for that.
Remember Chronicles of Narnia with Aslan in particular and some of the other CGI mammals? I think they did that quite well, mixing it in with the background of the real world. Some of the shots I did see behind the scenes, the waterfall shot was done inside. It was done with a thing, but I mean they are able to make it look natural.
And also I just want to say this on here before I get to our films coming soon in theaters. We're not anti CG. We understand people have to spend hours and hours trying to get CG right. It's just, it has become so much easier to do when it comes to that, and yet it's a lot of people just don't want to do practical effects anymore because, well, let's face it takes longer to do. But that's what makes it a little bit more authentic. And I just don't understand why people can just not see time versus money versus convenience, I guess. But that's all I have to say about The Jungle Book. We'll talk more about it when more news is announced about it. Let's get to our films that are coming to theaters.
I just want to say something about the comment that you just made. There's movies out there that just are run entirely on practical effects and editing they don't use CG, but they use actual practical effects.
Yeah, I have a good example. The Mask of Zorro, for example, that's all practical.
The Need for Speed movie was just good editing, and those explosions were real, and a lot of those shots were real shots.
Yeah, The Conjuring too. I mean, all practical effects. But I mean, I think it's the degree of which you have to use that. Because if it's like you have to use it so much, you have to commit to one or the other, and that usually ends up being CGI.
Yeah. I mean,
I didn't actually think you'd see the Need for Speed film.
of course, man.
Well, it's nothing but race car action fluff.
Shh. Dude, you're basically insulting me with that.
All right,
It's like,
all
it's
right.
nothing
I
but race
resent
car
that.
fluff. Excuse me.
I resent that.
Well, I mean, it's not like the Fast and the Furious, mind you, but
Yeah,
Well,
it's
the Fast
it's
and
kinda
Furious 1, 2, and technically 6. Technically 6, even though it's Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, which is the third movie released.
Tokyo Drift.
Those were like the true Fast and Furious films, and then there's just like, oh yeah, let's make it an action flick. Let's completely ruin it.
Hmm.
But, yeah. Shit.
Fuck.
Let's move on to our films that are coming soon to theaters. A movie made off a TV show I never heard of before? Sure, why not? Chips is an
Tortilla.
upcoming American action comedy buddy cop film written and directed by Dax Shepard, based on the 1977-1983 television series of the same name created by Rick Rosner. The film stars Shepard as Officer John Baker and Michael Pena as Frank Poncherello. Other casts include Vincent D'Onofrio, Adam Brody, Rosa Salazar, Vita Guerrera, and Kristen Bell. Based on the series, two middle-aged California Highway Patrol motorcycle officers who are tasked with highway patrol soon finds themselves in a situation like none other when a sadistic ex-cops and his motor vehicle theft hitman are wreaking havoc throughout the city. Dax Shepard is known for starring and directing in many roles on his reality comedy show Punk'd, to his interesting film roles that sadly we have not seen a lot of. On that note, while Chips isn't something that makes me want to see it, I am surprised the comedy is actually a lot more vulgar than it is on a TV show, considering that it probably wasn't like that during that time. But I'm not here to judge the film based on that. Sadly, I have not seen the TV show, so I'm not sure exactly how it's going to play out. So I'll remain indifferent on it for now. If the film is somehow comedy gold, more props to you. I always like to have something to cause me to burst out laughing. The film releases on March 24th if you're up for a laugh.
I mean, how many penis jokes were in that trailer when we first talked about it?
I mean, it's almost as much. I mean, no, I think it still pales in comparison to Deadpool, but still, I mean, the amount of dick jokes and just the stupid comedy in this, I think, is just it makes it not look
The amount of don't forget the two people wearing underwear, kind of,
Oh,
hugging
yeah.
each other, and they're
He's just like, what the fuck? He's like, all right, okay. There, when he was like trying to carry the guy, he's like, okay, there might have been a little contact. He's like, ah ha ha ha. I think that looks like it might actually be pretty damn funny. I don't know about me going out to theaters and seeing this, but I'll definitely, keep this, on my radar, because I want to see the stuff that's in the trailer. I want to see how that plays out in the rest of the movie, because I know Michael Pena has been in some pretty funny movies.
All right, when I
Michael Pena was in Ant-Man, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I think
You guys are just now realizing this?
Anyway, can I speak? Can
What
I
were you
speak
gonna-
my bit about
Yeah, go
this?
ahead.
All right, so when I first saw the trailer for Tortilla Chips, I was like, this could be pretty good. And I've had some time to think about it, and it's like, I'm going to go see Beauty and the Beast first, but I'll definitely go see Potato Chips one of these days.
Why are you calling it potato chips?
I called it Tortilla Chips first because, I mean, I know it's California Highway Patrol. That's kind of the acronym of it. Also,
yeah,
hi,
I was
Shutter!
wondering if that's what that was. California Highway something Patrol.
Yeah.
Chips.
Chips, and she's like, okay, Tortilla Chips, there we go.
Hi, Shutter.
Hey.
How was your photo adventure? Other than that broken down train.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, I'm definitely going to go see this movie eventually. I'm not giving it a skip because I just like stupid comedy movies. especially since it's Dax Shepard, and he can actually play a comedic role well, and penis jokes.
You just really like
so many dick jokes. It's
You
just
you
it's just
really
everything I find.
you just really like dick jokes, don't you?
Yeah, I mean they're cheap humor, and I don't
And if you do it
hear
right,
them in
and
movies often. So
if you put them in the right place,
Yeah.
and you'd have just enough of them,
and that's
and
what
they're
Chips
actually
has.
very, you can get away with it. I mean,
Yeah.
Whose
Uh,
balls did I have to fondle to get my own movie? Well,
I'm not going to tell you,
rhymes
but
with
it does
pulverine.
rhyme with pulverine. Did you just laugh really hard at
nice,
that?
Yes.
nice, smooth criminals down under.
Well,
speaking of Ryan Reynolds,
that is correct. Yeah,
this
you
is
are
life.
my shining star. What? Oh, sorry. I guess I was having some deja vu moment.
Deja vu. I've just been in this place before.
I thought the film was ripping off Alien for a second. But let's get to the nitty gritty. Life is an upcoming 2017 science fiction horror film directed by Daniel Espinosa, produced by David Ellison, Dana Goldberg, Bonnie Curtis, and Julie Lin, and written by Rhett Rassi and Paul Wernick. The film stars Jake Gyllenhaal, Rebecca Ferguson, and Ryan Reynolds. A crew aboard the International Space Station performs a successful capture of a space probe returning from Mars with a sample inside. The crew is tasked with studying the sample, which may be the first proof of extraterrestrial life. However, the study eventually backfires as the organism gains intelligence. Trapped aboard the ISS with the rapidly growing organism, the crew must find out how to kill it before it manages to escape and decimate Earth.
Kill it with fire.
This is a case of where I think the trailer gave too much away, but the good news is that we don't know what exactly the life form really is supposed to look like, or if it has any like at all. I should mention that the film is actually written by Rhett Rassi and Paul Wernick, who are known for writing both Zombieland and Deadpool, and are also in the midst of writing Deadpool 2, which I think it's a safe bet they already have it all figured out, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was because Ryan Reynolds is in here. But let's not stray off the path.
What
In my
path,
opinion,
Aaron
I'm not exactly sure how a film like
Look at this path.
so I'll remain indifferent for now, but I can't help to think that this film will flop, and I shouldn't feel that way because the film is competently made, so if you guys are up for seeing another space horror, be my guest. As for me, I'll wait for the rating for it to come out and react from there. The film releases on March 24th. If you are interested, I'd just like to see what will happen.
For me personally, because
It does look well shot, at least.
Yes, it does. And don't get me wrong, I've always been a fan of space films.
Apparently, it's been getting really good reviews
Yeah.
on IMDb and Rotten Tomato. So,
Rotten Tomato. Somebody say potato.
well, there's actually a website called Rotten Tomatoes, rather.
Yes, I know Rotten Tomatoes, but you just said Rotten Tomato. I'm just
Oh,
like, wait,
well,
what?
Whatever.
Anyway, but
What do you guys think about this?
this can also, like,
I think it'll work.
yes, I definitely think that it will much work, but it also gives me an idea of, like, maybe this shouldn't be, if we do find intelligent life out there, which, in all honesty, with the way that the universe works, there's gotta be some sort of intelligent life form out there somewhere in the goddamn universe.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not ruling it out. It's just either we don't have the advanced technology, or whatever intelligent life does not have the advanced technology yet, for either, like, system travel, or intergalactic travel, all that stuff. But I mean, if we do find intelligent life forms out there, I do think that we should be somewhat careful about it, not just, oh, hey, intelligent life, let's bring it on our ship and let's test on it.
I'm pretty sure there's a good reason why they brought it up there, but we'll just have to see.
Well, it was a sample, so they just wanted to bring it back. A few of the things about this.
It is a very nice day outside.
A little bit side note. I saw Arrival, which was really, really, really cool.
Yeah.
Really well made film. I think that's the best. That was kind of the best way to handle aliens. But then again, here, it's kind of, you realize you fucked up. You got to get out alive.
Well, if they
it
have,
kind of reminds me of like if the Thing was in space.
Mm-hmm. Space
if they
thing.
Have, if they have two of the funniest and
the danger noodle
intriguing writers on this movie, I'm pretty sure they know what they're doing. I just hope that it's going to be a good. But IMDb and
did somebody say potato?
IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes are giving that film the said justice. So we'll see what happens from there. I just hope that you guys are gonna like it.
Hey guys, it's Dahi here. I can do a good Dahi Dinogla impersonation.
I do kind of agree.
No, Joe.
I do kind of agree. They seem to give a little bit too much away of the action in this. Like
well, yeah,
Alien,
the life form is kind of just morphing into this sort of.
Alien didn't give too much of it away,
right?
Which that's the one I'm a little more excited for, just because it looks so gory and good.
What movie?
Alien.
Oh, Alien Covenant.
Yeah, so much gory goodness.
I think the 1 minute kind of sucked me in, and then they released the Kraken where they're just playing soothing music, and then you hear silence, and then you just
do you hear
the actress saying there's no birds, no animals, nothing, and that's kind of what pulled me in.
It's too quiet. There's nothing here. And then they find traces of, they find the dog. The woman finds the dog tags there, and they're like, "Oh fuck, someone was here before us, and they got fucked."
Anyway,
I would love to see this, just because it looks so intense.
I kind of want to see it, not because of Ryan Reynolds, but just because I think it'll be a good film.
Yes.
All right.
Ryan Reynolds is just a bonus.
Pretty much. Anyway,
you do like his ass.
You
said it
get
before.
Him started.
Well, I do have a thing for guys, sadly.
You done diddly done it now.
Don't say sadly, man.
Well, it's not sadly. It's just, I am trying to embrace it as part of my life, and it's, trying to, I'm trying to do something, trying to turn a negative into a positive, okay? Anyway, well,
here we go. Go, Power Ranger.
It's Mighty Morphin, Mystic Wild Time Forcing, Mega Ninja Steel Storming, Lightspeed Rescuing, Dino Thundering, Galaxy Spacing, Zeo Turbo Time. The attention deficit jumping bean action series created by Saban is finally here, ladies and gentlemen. Power Rangers, an upcoming 2017 superhero film directed by Dean Israelite. And yes, that's actually his last name. No, yeah, we're not going to get into racial territory. Let's move on. And written by John Gattens, Kieran Mulroney, Michelle Moroney, and Matt Sazama and Burke Sharpless. The third film, based on the Power Rangers property, it serves as a reboot and reimagining of the franchise. The film features most of the main characters of the original TV show portrayed by a new cast. The film is based off the franchise of the same name. It stars Dacre Montgomery, Naomi Scott, R.J. Seiler, Becky G, Ludi Lin, Bill Hader, Bryan Cranston, and Elizabeth Banks. Franchise creator Haim Saban returned to produce the film under his private equity investment firm Saban Capital Group, which contained their now defunct subsidiary of Saban Entertainment, known for their shows being on Freeform, known as ABC Family at that time, which I remember watching on TV when literally nothing was on, and mostly because I watched the crappy shows that my brother wanted to watch, but that's not important. Based off the synopsis of the TV show, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, 5 teens with attitude are inexplicably brought together by coincidence or destiny to become the newest generation in a line of warriors known as the Power Rangers. The world rests in their hands as Rita Repulsa, a powerful witch and former Green Power Ranger, launches an assault seeking the Zeo Crystal with an army of stone golems called Putty Patrollers and a giant golden monster called Goldar. I'm just going to say this right now. Power Rangers has always been a nostalgia treat for anyone who grew up with the show, and some of it has known to be downright cheesy at times. But
I mean, even cringingly cheesy at times, but
yeah,
it's just like there's nothing else like it, man.
But honestly, that's the whole point of the film, so I can't really find myself to hate this film because Well, let's face it, people already know what kind of film the movie is going to be. The story, simple. The writing, passé. The characters, stereotypes. The action, bouncy. I can't bring myself to hate a formula like this because it's a formula that's been done before. However, while it's nothing special, I must admit the fact that a Power Rangers movie is being made after so long in the series is actually kind of fun. And honestly, I'll say it right now, I may in fact go watch it. Yeah, I know I'm probably wasting money on a ticket, but guys, there's really not much to expect out of this film than what I just listed, unless the film actually was really good. If you grew up with Power Rangers, this is the part where I'd say I encourage all of you to go see it for yourself unless it's too cringeworthy for you. Whether you like it or not, the film releases March 24th. Go Power Rangers. What do you guys think?
I'm going to be controversial.
Okay.
I am not a fan of Power Rangers.
That's fine.
I'm not a fan of them.
Get out. Yeah, but I mean,
I never saw interest in them when I was a child.
I'll be honest. I had some interest in them. I didn't collect the action figures or anything, but I just thought it was cool looking for a while.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, Power Rangers never really caught on for me. I don't know why. It just never did.
It didn't reach everyone.
Yeah. It didn't reach everyone. It reached little kids and I think teenagers who really kind of just embraced the series, even though.
And even some random guy at the Amon Amarth concert I went to last year who showed up in a pink Power Rangers outfit for God knows why.
Did Amon Amarth even comment or no?
I mean, I don't think they saw him, but if they did, they would have thought it was pretty fucking funny. Just this guy in a pink Power Ranger suit, no mask, just a red bandana.
Speaking of Power Rangers, it's kind of funny how they put the black guy in the blue Power Ranger.
I love that. It's like
suit.
I'm black. No, you're not.
And they're trying to avoid putting an Asian in the yellow suit.
It's like I thought they handled it well. And they say the guy who was the Black Ranger is like, I'm black. No, you're not. Yes, I am. Look at me. That's me. It was my persona. I'm black. No, you're not. Yes, I am. But yeah, I was a fan of Power Rangers for a while. I kind of grew out of it, but I think this is kind of a guilty pleasure revisit to Power Rangers. Just I think this might be cool. It might be just a one-time film, meaning it's only good for theater viewing, just once and only once. But I think if it's good enough for that, it's worth going to the theater for. It's a theater movie, how I call it.
I just love how you're talking about Dukes of Hazzard with Shudder, Naka.
Yeah, because, we're actually not supposed to talk about that, because, it's got the Confederate flag on the roof of a car and called the
We're going to talk about it anyway,
Unpopular opinion, Confederate flag is not racist. It was a racial thing attributed to it. It is actually just the flag of the Tennessee Army.
Yeah,
Just saying.
a little bit. But we're not going to get into that.
No.
So I have Skip, Indifferent, and might go see it for me.
I'm indifferent, really.
I mean, if I get an opportunity to see this in theaters, I'll go. But I mean, I'm kind of backed up on stuff I need to see, so I don't know if I'll get to it. But I'd love to see how this works out because I haven't seen anything Power Rangers related in a long time.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of a nostalgia trip for me.
Hi, Ralph. So anyway.
Hi, Ralph.
So, yeah, but that's all I have to say regarding Power Rangers. So before we get into coming attractions, I had a really good idea that our friend Shutterwolf pointed out that I'm going to teach you all. It's a little film term called a logline. It's a brief, usually one-sentence summary of a television program, film, or book that states the central conflict of the story, often providing both a synopsis of the story's plot and an emotional hook to stimulate interest. So whenever I'm giving you a coming attraction, think of these as elevator pitches thrown at you. As always, detailed summaries will be given a week prior to its release date, so I hope you're happy. This is as great as it's going to get. If a film trailer comes out the last minute of the show, we'll be sure to update ASAP. With that being said, let's get to our coming attractions. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Long Haul. A boy convinces his family to take a road trip to attend his great-grandmother's birthday as a cover to attend a nearby gamer convention. Unsurprisingly, things do not go according to plan. I have no interest in seeing this.
Oh God, I had a few. I was okay. I was looking at this fairly. I'll be honest, but then two things happened. First, I saw the like-dislike ratio, and I'm like, okay. Usually, if it's that much of a ratio, I mean, it was like mostly dislikes. And then I saw I think looked like they were going back in time because Roderick looked like I don't know what fucking Roderick. I don't know when did they cast an Asian girl to play Roderick. I noticed that Greg wasn't the same. I'm like, okay, maybe it's not the exact same guy, but they casted fucking Asian girl to play Roderick for some reason. Manny is just I don't know what he is. He's a little Cabbage Patch Kid now.
He's always been a little shit.
I mean, it was better in the original one I think I saw, but this one is just kind of like...
They didn't need to make movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought the concept was kind of cool, but they kind of blew it pretty hard. Skip on this. It's just kind of
3,
fun.
2, 1, skip.
Yeah.
It was just kind of fun to see how this was. I'm like, shit, no. It's fun to watch to make fun of.
Right.
For this.
Let's move on to our next film. Megan Levy. Marine Corporal Megan Levy, who forms a bond with an aggressive combat dog, Rex, while deployed in Iraq. The two complete more than 100 missions and save countless lives until an IED explosion puts their faithfulness to the test. This is actually based off a true story. I kind of do think it's interesting. I am not too sure if I would go see something like this, but you do get to see a dog's sheath. Yeah. Thank you, artists. Thanks a lot.
Thanks. Fan art is already out.
I like how that's what you're focusing on.
I'm sorry.
I'm just focusing on dog.
Well, they're making they're whipping the fan art out like.
You're focusing on dog. Penis. I'm focusing on dog.
Well,
penises in this movie.
Well, you have to understand, Naka. Like, a furry artist really do have to study animal anatomy to really grasp the attention.
By anatomy,
of
we mean the dick,
furry. Right? But with all that set aside, I'm not too sure if this is a film that I would want to see. What do you guys think?
But dog,
I think this looks pretty cool, just because it's a few things. It's like shedding light on women in the military. I mean, usually it's kind of overshadowed in some places. I mean, it is mentioned in one of Rick Riordan's books, because the guy's a child of Aries. His mom
Dog?
Yeah, his mom was in the armed forces. But I like that they went through with this, and I'm like, when she was walking toward the car, I'm like, there's an IED somewhere. I know it. I'm calling it. And then also, what I did in the chat, reference to Panzer Battalion, which is about the second invasion of Iraq.
Right.
Thousands of tons of armor and guns making its way through the sand. But yeah, I think this looks like a pretty good, emotionally appealing movie that's not, there's no propaganda at all related to this, I don't think. I mean, because it's just focusing on one person and their relationship with their dog, and they're like,
right.
I think they found out the dog's there, alive, and they want to change his status so that they can adopt him, because I assume they would have retired from the armed forces or something like that. Yeah, I think this is a pretty cool setup for a movie. I might try to see this in my own time, not in theaters, but probably on demand or something.
Cody,
and what do you think, Naka?
Cody, first of all, you're walking on thin ice. You're telling us not to do what is natural for wolves?
It's like when you say don't shoot. It's kind of like...
Okay, Cody, how about this? How about this?
We didn't have one last week.
Hey, Cody, how about this? Don't yiff.
Oh, shit. Shots fired.
Did you really just do that? Did you really just... Dude, that was uncalled for.
That
was uncalled for, Scarfy. You need to apologize.
You done did it now. You put your dick in the beehive.
I'm not apologizing until he apologizes to us.
Checkmate.
Anyway,
Scarfy, you're gonna
Oh,
need to
God.
apologize to Cody.
no.
Yes.
No.
Come on, son. You can apologize for what you said.
I'm not your dad.
You didn't mean it.
That's not what he even said. He said, "Son, I'm not your dad." Not how that works.
Anyway, let's move on to our next coming attraction. Despicable Me 3. Gru's long-lost twin, Drew, will emerge and there will be a theme of sibling rivalry. I know the logline kind of sounds a little bit
Yeah, it's bland, but
bland,
it
but
looks good.
you would have to
because
see the first two to understand.
I like that they're doing this idea that, you know, it kind of reminds me of the Parent Trap theme song that I think it was Lindsay Lohan back before she was on drugs, played both twin roles, and that, you know, Steve Carell is playing both Gru and Drew. I thought, you know, there's so much opportunity with that when he's like talking to himself, you know, basically. But I think you have some opportunity there for some more humor, because I seen some of the. I think I saw Despicable Me 2. I didn't see the Minions movie. I saw Despicable Me 2.
No one saw the Minions movie. It is
I love
straight
that.
up. It is straight up marketing.
Yeah, I know. They already made like an animated short, I think, about them already, which I saw, which is pretty funny. But Despicable Me 2 was actually pretty decent. So I'll give this one a chance. Also, because what I found funny in the beginning was, you know, he sends the guy off with a rocket vacuum cleaner, and he explodes out somewhere else, and then he hears him coming back, and he just turns around like, "Seriously, you're still here?" That was pretty funny. So I'm gonna watch this.
I'm on the fence about it. That's all I'm gonna say.
It might be a watch at home movie, but still.
Probably a watch at home movie. It doesn't look like something that I'm in my.
Steve Carell.
Well, Steve Carell, as we all know, is hilarious, but there's only a. I do not like Illumination's products, if only because they really have not taken the time to, you know, get up from that. But this is as animated fluff as you're gonna get. Anyway, let's move on to our next coming attraction.
Look at what you did, Scarfy.
Well, I'm sorry. He needs to.
You did so fucking sick. It's what you did.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, Early Man tells the story of how one plucky caveman unites his tribe against a mighty enemy and saves the day. If you don't know who Aardman Animation is,
I recognized this animation immediately. I was like, "Oh, Wallace and Gromit is back."
Wallace and Gromit,
Hell yeah,
and
boys.
Chicken Run.
Shit.
I'm not gonna lie, I love Wallace and Gromit, and I'm not too sure how Early Man is going to do, but if you guys are a fan of Wallace and Gromit, I would highly encourage you to take a look more about this, and we'll talk about this more when we get to.
I loved Wallace and Gromit. Like I think I remember watching it when I lived way back when I lived in Baltimore. Like that was one of my favorite movies of the time.
Did you see Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were-Rabbit?
Yes, I did. That one I saw a little later.
That was good. I loved it.
That one was pretty good actually.
It just bothers me that they haven't done another Wallace and Gromit film in a while.
Bullets? Yes, a bullet.
they just keep
A bullet.
and more thunder.
More thunder. They close the lines. Okay. What kind? Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna go see it when it comes out, just because. Oh, hey, Wallace and Gromit animation.
I mean,
Wallace and Gromit is awesome.
We'll see what they've come up with in their hiatus, I guess, for lack of a better word.
They haven't really made anything. If only.
Yeah, they haven't made anything in years. I think. But,
I guess you can say
they're back now. I guess.
Yeah, Wallace and Gromit is a very, very good masterpiece of filmmaking. It's just, you know, I just wish that they would make more, and it really sucks that they haven't made more of this type of animation with Wallace and Gromit. I forgot. Do they? I'm pretty sure the voice actors are still there, unless they retired.
Yeah, I don't know if they have the same I don't think they're doing the same characters. I mean, they might do some of the same people. I don't know, like.
Well, the person who played Wallace and Gromit actually, he's like 91.
I mean, God.
Yeah.
You think of how old that
Another
makes you
one
feel.
run at the bus.
Wait, no, 96.
Damn.
Even worse. Even worse. I mean, you realize how old those movies are. Jeez.
Yeah.
Seriously,
But,
Cody.
It's been a long time.
I know you're plotting on blowing up the moon someday, but
Hey,
just the
I'm telling
gravitational.
you, someday Elon Musk is gonna become Emperor of the Moon.
But
But,
the only reason why I'm saying I don't recommend it is because tidal forces and the fact that we will have giant asteroids from the moon, which is very close proximity, landing into Earth's atmosphere, and then we don't have the tide cycle anymore, and then
we can't and we don't have Earth to live on or the moon to colonize.
exactly.
See the problem? But
Yeah,
we only
it's like,
have Mars.
but go to
Mars
Mars.
isn't really ideal, but it's the
Mars
best we've
isn't
got. Second to
ideal
the
right
moon.
now. We haven't terraformed it yet.
Yeah.
I'm saying
Um,
don't do it now. Do it later.
Wait until
Because
we
the
no
Earth will
longer
literally
sure
be
we no longer need
destroyed.
it. If we no longer need it, go right on ahead.
Anyway,
I mean, just play Mass
In
Effect
fact, I
Andromeda
will
if you
help
want to
you
blow
because
up
I
the
love blowing shit up.
let's move on to our final coming attraction, and this is probably the best one out of all of them. Coco.
Coco.
Follows a 12-year-old boy who sets off a chain of events relating to a century-old mystery, leading to an extraordinary family reunion. I'm not too sure if this film is going to be ripping off the Book of Life, which, if you haven't seen before, it is actually a film, animated film, rather.
Mm-hmm.
I am kind of hoping that this film is going to be completely original, because as far as I can tell, it doesn't look like that, but maybe it will. But what do you guys think about this particular film trailer thing?
I remember that there were like, I don't know if you said this, but it was kind of something about, it's just a token movie of, spotlight on a culture. It's like, oh, it's all been whitewashed. We need to have some, token.
Actually, no.
Mex-
They're actually
Mexican or something.
They're actually getting they're actually not whitewashing this time.
I know,
boy.
but I mean, I think that they're meaning this is in response to whitewashing. But I mean, if they I think they've managed here to create like a legitimate story with that, classic Pixar touch.
Exacto.
And like, I think what I mean by that is like, the room that the kid has, it's all very detailed. It's all very,
Mhm.
you could tell it's a kid that lives there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's one of the things that Pixar did that was like, I'm only realizing now, actually, this is like, I'm pulling this out of my ass, is like that they've done really well. Like, they've done tons of little details really well. I think.
Oh yeah, I will say.
And being a guitar player myself, not like hugely into classical Spanish guitar playing. I mean, even though I am a fan of Carlos Santana because he is the man. But I think this is really cool, being that of course guitar is one of the themes. So I mean, anything guitar related, I'll probably like.
Well, you're talking about the little details of Pixar, and I remember back when Pixar's first big movie, that would be Toy Story. There was a scene during the second sort of, there was, you got a friend me and then there's strange things are happening to me, or strange things I just call it, where and during, it's like a 5-second long clip, but Andy goes into the closet and then it's like daytime and then it's like kind of sunset-ish when he comes out of the closet, and there's shadows that actually changed. And keep in mind, this is the 1990s, and
the
3D
obscene
animation
amount
films
of detail,
are
the
just
obscene amount
starting.
of attention to detail, I think is just
And I
that
always appreciate
it really
Pixar for
comes
that
into
shit.
play here too.
I should mention that the film is directed by Lee Unkrich, and if you don't know who that is, it's that he directed Toy Story 3, and he's directing this film. So I'm kind of wondering how that film is going to play out. Also,
Let's give hope, I think.
also, who is producing it? Okay, yeah, Darla K. Anderson pretty much produces every Pixar film. But yeah, Coco, I'm very excited to see this film. I just hope it's going to be something original and something I haven't seen before.
Mm-hmm.
I think I like the, it is kind of even, even despite being, a little bit venturing off from their typical niche, it is kind of stereotypical with the whole Day of the Dead thing, but that's a whole, spiritual, religious thing with them. And,
Still waiting on The Incredibles 2, by the way, Pixar. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying, boys.
Huh?
Just saying,
About
boys.
time.
Come on.
Yeah,
About,
it'll probably come out like in 2018 or something.
yeah, I think they said 2018 or 2019.
I
Hopefully
believe. I
2018.
hope to God it's 2018. If it's in 2019, I'm gonna be really miserable.
Can't wait.
Hold on, let me take a look. I'm just doing some researching real quick.
Doodly-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
Okay. It is in 2018. It's in the summer. Okay, good, awesome, perfect time.
All right. Good goodsers.
Yeah,
Good
but that's really all I have to say about Coco, and that is it for our coming attractions, ladies and gentlemen. And that's it. That's our show tonight. Do we have any?
Hey, we do have mailbag for once.
Oh, wonderful.
We
Let's
have
read.
mailbag.
You've got mail.
We got mail.
All right, this is from Kyle, who is,
Hey.
I don't think he's here tonight, but he will hear this if he listens to it again, just because I think YouTube's being really stupid right now and it didn't push out notifications for everybody.
I personally think it's just the restriction type thing, but
Maybe.
I don't know. Just everyone, like, as a little disclaimer, do a check if your restricted is on or off. You may have turned it on. It may have switched back. I think it might be wise just
If
to
the
do a check
restriction
to make
is
sure
on,
that you're getting the content you want to view.
Yes.
If the restriction is on, do yourself a favor, turn it off.
Yeah.
But
Don't worry about NSFW shit popping up because it's
Yeah, there's nothing
It's
NSFW
YouTube.
about us.
it doesn't block that.
Yeah.
let's see. And Kyle writes, "Hey guys, just want to wish you furry friends a wonderful future ahead. I hope to meet you all in person one day. Someday. Anyway, thanks for always giving me a great outlet to spend my Sunday evenings after work. Sunglasses emoji. Bye. Stay safe and awesome."
He does like the sunglass emoji. But yeah, I'm glad we get to do that. It gives me something to do on Sunday nights too because, I don't know.
I'm just hoping that I'll be able to continue this up because I'm just like I've just been so busy with homework, and I'm just kind of wondering, oh my god, like how much time am I going to squeeze in with my school schedule? My I'm going to be transferring over to a university soon.
Oh
and-
boy, look at you.
Nice.
Well, I mean, don't
Go
get me
big or
wrong.
go
I'm not
home.
even done yet. I haven't even got my associate's degree, and then I have to transfer it over to CSUN. Which
I know for sure I'm not going to have like too much stuff that interferes with it. I'm always going to be sure that I make time for this because I really enjoy it and I like connecting with friends that I made in the fandom and reaching out to new people. Shout out to I think it was Ember, whatever, who subscribed today. I thank you guys so much for being here. It's really fun for me to do. I'm glad people appreciate it a lot because I appreciate giving my piece on music, movies, video games, all that good stuff.
right.
I mean,
yeah.
outside of work and school, this is like my third job. But I have fun with this job, unlike school. And sometimes work is actually fun because there's nothing to do, and it's like, oh, hey, I can get everything done quickly.
Guys, this is work, but this is fun work.
Oh, yeah, very fun
yeah.
work.
Very fun work. And,
Fun Goodsers works.
Yes. If you guys have any more mail, we would like you to send us an email at subwooferentertainment@gmail.com.
I think we should have an email just specifically for fan mail, but that's just me. Just because that email's way too fucking long.
You know what? I did actually have a lot of complaints saying that the email is way too long, and I totally agree with that. It's just that it's linked to the account, and it's like I don't know how to make it any smaller than it is. It's like I would have to.
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of easy to remember just as long as you spell subwoofer the way it's spelled there. That's all you have to really remember.
Yeah. I think I'll probably.
UFF, not OOF or OFF.
I think you might be able to change the name, but it might change the whole account name.
That's fine.
I'm
You know
not
what?
sure.
I might actually change Subwoofer Entertainment to, let's say, is Subwoofer ET good? Just like the Twitter account.
Yes, that is much
All you have to
better.
remember that.
Yeah,
all you
I'll
have to
probably-
remember that is Subwoofer.
I'll probably do that because I know that a lot of people have complaining that the email is way too freaking long. But I just
Yeah.
figured, well, I'm pretty sure everyone knows how to spell entertainment, right? So I just figured, okay, well, you know, we will definitely look into that. I guess our next big announcement that we have to announce is that next Sunday on the 26th, we will be having our show, but Shutter will also be joining us as
Yay!
well. We will have we will be reviewing the live action Beauty and the Beast film. I have already seen it. Naka and Krüz still have to see it because
I'm on it.
reasons.
I've been busy this past week.
I'll
I
go
worked
do it
a
this
lot of
week.
hours. I closed my
one-
store twice.
Of all spring break, no one else really wanted to go out and see a movie, which I was kind of surprised about. I mean,
My
They're-
spring
they're-
break
my-
is in April.
my family is more akin to doing stuff with Netflix or on demand. But I mean, we do go see movies out now and then, but
Did you see Logan yet?
we didn't get to it.
No.
That was the one I suggested, and they said no because I don't know. There's I don't know if your sister wants to see it. I'm like, fuck. So yeah, that got pushed back, but I will
My
do that
spring
because
break
I
is
love
on a
Wolverine.
completely different schedule than most college spring breaks, okay?
Yeah, my spring break isn't until much later. But anyway,
Mine's in like the first week of April.
mine's not then. But anyway, let's go. I'll just go ahead and say this right now. But anyway, so mark this on your calendars, people. March 26th, Shutterwolf will be joining us in the chat, in the live stream rather. He will be, and we will be giving our thoughts on the Beauty and the Beast 2017 film. Krüz, Naka, I will give you your jobs later because you will have to do your own analysis on the film yourself.
Yeah.
I've already done mine because, hey, I like to work ahead. Anyway, that is it for our show tonight, people.
We got the mailbag out of the way.
Yeah.
We actually had a thing in there.
Yeah. Please send us emails. Anyway,
We will try
my-
and work on getting a shorter email, because that's way too long.
my name is Scarfy,
I'm Naka.
And I am Krüz.
and you are watching Subwoofer Entertainment Treehouse. Have yourselves a pleasant night, and take care. Bye.
Goodbye!
Bye.